I'm going to let you into a little secret about me. I absolutely love pickup trucks. The bigger, the better. And where better to find them than right here in America? As you know, though, I also really like cars with plugs. So can you imagine how excited I am at the prospect of an electric pickup truck that's faster than a Ferrari? This is the truly revolutionary Rivian R1T. I don't think I've been as excited about a new vehicle as I am about this one in a very, very long time. You see, it combines all my favourite things into one, well, except for chocolate. Now it really is perfect. So, where to start? Well, the company has only just begun production, and when the firm was floated on the stock exchange recently, the shares were so popular that it is now apparently worth more than Ford. Can't even comprehend how that works, but it's a bit nuts. Fresh off the heels of delivering its flagship R1T electric pickup to the very first customers, Rivian has opened its first hub here in Venice, California. It's the first of several locations like this that will offer a space for public gatherings, the local community. And if you happen to be tempted to order an electric truck while you're there, well, all the better.
Now, if you're not into pickups quite as much as me, Rivian will also be making a 7-seat SUV version that might be a little more to your taste. And there's even rumour that they'll be setting up a factory in the UK to make a smaller truck. But for now, the R1T is where it's at.
Now, it's larger, it's wider, and at 5.5 metres longer than a standard European pickup like the Ford Ranger. And it also makes it look like something out of the history books with its futuristic look, these vertical headlight stacks called stadium lights, a lovely white LED bar where you'd normally find the grille. Look closely, you can see a couple of tow hooks on the front. There's also a trailer hitch around the back, and that kind of gives the game away that this is the real deal.
The R1T has 4 electric motors. Yep, 4. 1 for each wheel. And each one of them is more powerful than the single motor you get in a Nissan Leaf. Combined, they give a power output of 743 brake horsepower, which is more than almost any supercar I can think of. The 0 to 60 time, well, that's 3 seconds dead, and you can add an insane amount of torque into that. We're not going to venture into the mud today or get behind the wheel, although that is coming soon, but the Rivian has an incredible amount of torque, adjustable air suspension that can lower the chassis to give up to 370mm of clearance, and all those motors are controlled by a clever computer which works out how to maximise traction. It all comes together to produce a pretty incredible off-roader that can also tow up to £11,000.
Now, this is the large pack, which does sound like something you'd find written on the side of a box of washing powder, but in Rivian's case, it means it has a whopping 135 kilowatt-hour battery. So if we compare that to Nissan Leafs again, it's more than double the biggest battery size in the Nissan and is 4 times the size of the Mini Electric's battery. It's a big battery.
Luckily, it will charge at 200 kilowatts at a suitable charger, so you won't have to wait too long for it to fill up. And that big battery? Well, that means big range too. This version can go 314 miles between charges if you don't use too much of that performance, and a larger battery pack that will deliver 400 miles is going to be added to the range.
The other big surprise is the interior. Look at it. It's definitely not like my dad's pickups that were our daily run around when I was growing up. It's more like a Range Rover than a Ford Ranger. The roof is a single piece of glass, which gives you a beautiful view of the blue Californian sky. There's real wood, sustainably sourced, of course, and a hell of a sound system. There's also lovely touches like this. A little handle that when you pull gives you a wireless Bluetooth powered sound system that you can take with you that also doubles as a camp lantern. There's even a flashlight built into the door. It's nice and roomy in here. It's got a really great seating position. You've got a digital information screen here in front of the driver and a second 16-inch screen here. Now, it doesn't come loaded with Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, but that's because they reckon the system is good enough on its own. It does, however, come loaded with Alexa, and Alexa is very clever. Hi, Alexa. Open the bonnet. Oh, Alexa doesn't understand me. Oh, Alexa, open the hood. Yes.
Okay.
I'm in America. It's a hood. What was I thinking? It's lovely and spacious back here, and it also feels really luxurious. Obviously not real leather seats, but they don't look it at all, and they don't feel it either. And it's got beautiful touches, very nice storage on the back of the seats. Speakers for that brilliant sound system in all the headrests. It's got its own climate control panel here, along with a couple of USB ports. Great headroom in here, brilliant leg room. And because it's really nice and wide, there's lots of room for kids, adults in the back, car seats. I reckon this could be the ultimate family car. And how about this? Behind the rear passenger doors are two more doors that open to reveal a storage area that spans the width of the truck. It even has glow-in-the-dark buttons in here. Very handy if the children are misbehaving. Actually, forget I said that.
It's definitely not to be used for naughty children. But what it is handy for is grabbing a seat, because the open doors double as seats. Or stands to help you load things into the flatbed. That tunnel can also contain the optional camp kitchen, a slide-out pod with convection burners, utensils and even a water system. Combine that with another load bay under the bonnet, and this has to have the most hidden storage of any truck I can think of.
The all-important load area is vast. You drop the tailgate by a little powered button there. As you can see, there's a panel here that gives you a really good flat load area, and it has an optional powered tonneau cover. Very cool. There's also a version with a pop-up tent. Of course there is. All in all, this is one hell of a truck for just under £50,000, which is what it costs here. But there is one problem with that big battery, all the motors, and it's that, as lovely as it is, the Rivian has a bit of a weight issue. This one weighs over 3,000 kilograms. Add in a few passengers, some luggage, and it means you may need a special license to drive it in the UK. So the sky's blue, it's 70 degrees. I've got a coffee cooked on my camp kitchen for 4 with induction hob. The flatbed looks like I could sleep in there for a couple of nights, and if not, then it's got its own tent anyway. At this point, I'm beginning to question why I'm going home at all. Cheers.
And for all the latest news of when we will see the Rivian in the UK, and to keep up to date with all our videos, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and switch those notifications on.